What's up, everybody? Paul here. Welcome back to the channel, Sports Betting 109. So, how did you guys do last night? Drop a comment. Let me know. Let me know what you thought about that Knicks game. If you watched it, put anything on it. It shocked the heck out of me. And we'll start right there with the NBA. So, the Knicks had a few different bets on. Initially took the first one, which I think was 2.5 or 3.5 minus. We took that, and as soon as the game got going, the Knicks looked like they were off to a good start. So I think when it jumped up to 6.5, we took a bet, and one more at, gosh, I want to say it was 10.5 or 13.5. What was crazy was, with my luck, I was thinking, and they're going to take their foot off the gas here, or you're going to see a complete flip on what Atlanta does. So it kept going. Now, my bets on that, I had two different spots. One was on DraftKings. That was just kind of a standalone bet. The other one was on Robinhood, which I like that because you can see everything moving right there, which I guess you can on the other one as well. It's just a different format. I think I'm just more used to seeing the view on Robinhood, but it was already up to, I think, about 90%. So I just cashed the 13, the higher one out. And then the second to highest one, which I believe was the 6.5, it got up to, I think, like 99. Pretty much it was about a penny off of being full. So just for safety's sakes, I cashed that one out. Let the 2.5 ride all the way. So that was nice. We scored, three W's off of that game. I kind of, I was watching a few different folks there. I think for the most part, the folks I saw were leaning on the Knicks. Watching the way they played the prior game, rolled with them. Good decision. So we definitely came up a few units there. The next two games, a little tricky. So Boston and Philly. My initial bet was on Boston. I think it was minus 6.5 or 9.5. It was 9.5. And man, they just did not, to me, I guess, come out looking too strong. So one habit I have, I don't know if it's a good one, a bad one, but it worked yesterday. I got out of that bet. I had, I'm going to say about 2.5 units in on it. Got out of it. Only lost about maybe a quarter to half a unit. And then I leaned back on Philly, and same thing. That paid off. Then put in 2 or 3 different score lines on that, including just straight on the money line. One thing I'll do on some of those, especially the way these series have been going, Denver, Minnesota, Boston, Philly, is occasionally put some on the money line when it's really low on the dog, and it's paid off. I don't drop a ton, maybe a unit and a half. That gets a good amount of shares. It worked yesterday. So we had them, by the time we got in on them, I think it was still plus 3.5, plus 6.5, and on the line. So that was good for a couple of units. And then same thing with Denver and Minnesota. So there was one gentleman, I think it was from Wager Talk, not Steve, the other guy. And yeah, he was kind of breaking down his feelings on why he's holding with Minnesota. It made sense. Myself, the way the season's gone, I really thought Denver was going to pull that game. But at the same token, the last couple games I've seen Denver play, man, when it gets towards that fourth, a couple of their guys look gassed, which I get. That's a brutal sport right there as far as running up and down. But the energy level, it just seems like it takes a whole lot more for Denver to get through that. So same thing. As soon as that game got rolling, just kind of a gut feeling. I did the same. I dumped my bet with Denver. Took a short little loss, but not a ton. It was, again, probably about half a unit loss, somewhere in there. Put the bet on Minnesota, and same thing. Played some on the money line, played some on the plus, so came out ahead there. So NBA, all in all, really good with a couple hiccups, couple of shifts, and that's one thing I don't know, I guess I'm not going to say I always bounce around. Before I was, and it was more of a nuisance. Definitely lost some bets doing that. We'll get into that another point, but here kind of worked out, just taking one, flipping the other. So NBA was good. MLB, we had Atlanta. That was a negative, which was surprising. Atlanta's been doing well, so it is what it is. Took Philly over Frisco. That came up. Took St. Louis over Pitt. That came up. St. Louis has been hitting the ball really well. It's my team. I try not to do any emotional betting, but they have been playing well, even though the bullpen's rough. But took them, came up. Houston, Baltimore, took Baltimore, came up on that. Cincinnati, Colorado came up. Milwaukee, Arizona came up. But then on the flip side, then when Houston, Baltimore kicked off, man, Houston came out swinging. So we took a loss there. Picked up the second. San Francisco, Philly, got Philly. And then I was on Toronto, Minnesota. I was on Toronto, got a dog there. So all in all, 6 out of 9 on the MLB. Not bad. And then one NHL game, Edmonton and the Ducks, Anaheim. We took Anaheim. They came out pretty solid. I think it was 4-2. So that was cool. Took them for about a unit. So all in all, came up pretty good yesterday across a couple boards. Had some player props on Sleeper. Nothing that hit. I did the flexes on them and came across on, I think, 3 or 4 that basically recouped my money or came up just a little bit. Nothing where it hit all, 3 of 3, 4 of 4, 5 of 5, or 6 of 6. It was more 1 or 2 that were off, but yeah, stayed in the game. As for today, still kind of going through stuff. I don't believe thought there were some games that start this morning. Arizona, Chicago, probably roll Chicago, and we'll come up. I'll do a pin comment, I think, on maybe what I'm taking, or we'll just come back tomorrow and go back through it. But that was my day yesterday. Let me know how you did. Let me know what you thought about those games. If you're on the NBA today, let me know what you're thinking. I think it's Detroit. That's a rough one. To me, they just have not looked all that great. I'm no expert here, but yeah, definitely not what I expected. Orlando, they've come out pretty solid, pretty strong. What do you do? So let me know what you're doing there. I'm not sure. May just play the under. We'll see. Cleveland, Toronto, same thing. I mean, that's kind of been an interesting series. Last time I took Toronto, I think it was Toronto last time. Before that had been Cleveland. LA and Houston, another one. Initially, I didn't think LA was going to be hanging around with their lineup. They've hung around, but now Houston's kind of pulled a few. But a lot of folks are saying LA. So let me know what you guys are doing there. I'm up in the air on those games. Not sure what I'll do, if anything. Or maybe some half unit bets. We'll see. We'll go through it, check it out. But let me know what you did, how you did, where you're going today. And we will catch you on the next one. Be good, everybody. Good luck.